All right, so it's the night before the departure. Saying goodbye to the kiddos because we're gonna be leaving super early in the morning and they'll still be asleep. Well, this guy probably won't. Yeah.
Hey, I'll kill it.
All right, so day one is travel day. I was a little bit nervous about getting the Mavic Pro drone on the aircraft, but hey, they didn't seem to mind at all and just took it out of the backpack and put it onto the little containers that they run through the security. After crossing the Gulf of Mexico, we made it to the Everglades. Flying over the Everglades is 7,800 miles of swampland. Another vital function of swamps is the removal of pollutants from water. Wetlands can be thought of as sponges that filter passing water. Wetlands are known to improve the water quality of nearby bodies such as lakes and rivers. Swamps and other wetlands also serve as a natural flood control and are home to dozens of species of wildlife. And after 3 hours of smooth flying, we made it to Fort Lauderdale.
Of what? Oh, I see.
This is our shared Uber. Hello, Uber driver.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You got my little skull right here. Yeah, it's pretty
He
awesome.
crashed out on the plane the whole way.
I did. I slept the entire trip. It was totally as planned.
Hi, my name is David. I run the Airbnb here in Hollywood. I think I want to invite everybody or anybody who's into traveling and trying to experience like new adventures. It's a great way to meet people and like to get to meet the locals. Maybe it's an exciting way to explore a new city, especially if you're scared of meeting people. I think this is the best way to do it. So yeah, I want to invite everybody to try the hostess style.
So we got to the Airbnb, which ended up being more like a hostel, where each bedroom had multiple beds and multiple people staying within one home. But hey, for $15 a night, what can you expect? It was a great stay.
So, I imagine we left 20 minutes ago.
It's only right to that building there until we get to the beach.
Well,
But the building keeps moving even further and further.
It's like a
and
mountain.
now we've been walking for hours.
it's a mountain.
Those are on the edge of where the beach is at. So you think, oh, well, just walk straight that way, but it doesn't. There's like a bunch of canals and stuff that you can't get to. So I finally figured out from talking to some locals that there's a bridge over here. So we walked back over this direction and we found it to that bridge, wherever it is, somewhere over there. And we're gonna walk across the bridge and then I'll get you some beach pictures.
songs told You, lost and lonely. You, strangers, angels, sailing in the deepest ocean, twisted in the water. You just have to.
Hi, I'm Julio. I'm the founder of On the Van Camper Van. We are a small local camper van rental in Florida, and we try to help as much as we can tourists coming to explore the state. So people, instead of going just to South Beach, to crowded spaces, we give the opportunity to travelers to go to explore the Key West, to go to the Everglades, and anywhere that you can go around Florida. That's all. Thank you.
It was great meeting Julio, but we have to say, when he pulled up in this van, our jaws dropped. This thing did not look at all like the website description and pictures. We are about to drive through some of the richest real estate on the planet in a van that looks like it's straight out of Cheech and Chong.
We got the van.
It definitely have a hippie van right now.
It is so cool, actually.
It's got a real, like, this thing is fresh out of 1990. All right, so we just pulled out of the parking lot, and now we're off to get provisions, to provision the van for the 6 days, which is really 5.5 days at this point. Well, maybe
a lot
even
of
5.
avocados.
Yeah.
Avocados, mangoes, bananas. Yeah, gonna be good.
Okay, so we just came out of, what is it, World Market on Wiley Street and 1. And if you're raw vegan and you like to eat organic, forget it. So we gave in and went to the local Walmart. Hey, it was so expensive everywhere else.
Okay, Landon is about to launch the drone. We're here at the Pegasus statue. We're hoping to get some really good shots of that, and here we go.
Pegasus and Dragon is a 100-foot tall statue of the Pegasus defeating a dragon in Gulfstream Park, Hallandale Beach, Florida. It's the second tallest statue in the United States after the Statue of Liberty. The statue was precast and shipped from China in 23 packing containers. The steel beams were shipped in another 23 shipping containers, altogether weighing 333 tons of steel and 132 tons of brawn. The project cost was over $30 million. From there, it was time to get back on the road and head north towards West Palm Beach, Florida. Yeah, that big Santa Fe castle, that was Mar-a-Lago, Trump's personal golf course and resort. Alright, so when Julio, what did he say? We pulled up, we had the suitcases, and he's like, "Oh, you have luggage?" He's like, yeah. So he's like, pull these boxes out here, and then your bed will fold down on top of these boxes. So this box came out just fine, but this one, it's like holding up the actual bed or something, which I think this has got all the stuff in it. So basically I've got to pull this compartment out. There we go. And then he said, oh, no problem. You pull the box out and you lay the bed down. It will be fine.
So basically, we're supposed to pull out this piece of plywood and go across the boxes. Is that correct? And then fold
I
out
didn't even
this.
realize there was a piece of plywood.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So basically, we pull this out, I
Okay.
think, and
All right, so
Yeah.
we'll throw these out there. We'll get the plywood down here, and that'll make the bed.
right.
Might as well just leave it like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So, totally feeling like a homeless person right now. It is, I don't know, 6 a.m. in West Palm Beach. Well, west of West Palm Beach, Florida. We've got cantaloupe here, local cantaloupe for breakfast. We're trying to get out of this parking lot before the employees start getting here for the day, because we're ghetto camping right now. All right, welcome to Lake Worth. A refreshing difference coming from West Palm Beach, which is just pristine, rich abyss. Lake Worth is more of the blue-collar neighborhood of Florida. It was refreshing, considering we were driving around in a heavily graffitied van. Yep, that's us trying to blend in at the local park where we launched the drone, which was actually pretty cool. Oh, and before I forget, parking at Lake Worth is $3 per hour with a 2-hour minimum. One of the coolest things about sailing is when you get to a bridge and you radio the bridge and you say, I need the bridge to open. And this huge, massive, ginormous, thousands of ton bridge opens just for you. Such a cool feeling as a sailing captain. So here's the deal. When you travel through Florida on your sailboat and you're using the international waterway, coastal waterway, you put your mast down, right? So you can motor through the whole time. But then when the motor doesn't work quite right, it's a pain in the butt. So you got to keep trying your outboard. And we all know that feeling when you just won't start. Well, this boat had one of those feelings.
So the purple flag represents dangerous marine life. Today we have some man o' war floating up, and we had a lot of jellyfish. Hangs out in the seaweed, sea lice, not too hot, doesn't feel good. Want to avoid it.
Repair 2 leaks in basement. Did you see that video I sent? Okay, perfect. After Lake Worth, we got on the road to head to the Florida Keys. of course, getting work done all along the way. Oh, you know, is the vent, I need to look back at the picture, but is the vent like just totally missing? Oh, okay, yeah. I would just say plumber said that's not necessary to code. I'll write that in there or whatever.
You are still on the fastest route.
We finally left the mainland and headed on to Overseas Highway. Overseas Highway is interesting because it has a gate on the right and left side of the road to prevent wildlife. Wildlife coming from the 7,800 square miles of the Everglades onto the road. Once this road ends, it ends into the end of North America. But hey, we're not going to Key West today. But we did stop in Key Largo and check out some interesting sailors that were doing a sailing competition. Check this out.
Force 5 International Championships. I came all the way from Windsor to sail here this weekend. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of guys from all over North America. I think there's 40 boats this weekend, which is, I think they said it's their best turnout so far. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just a big international event. We're all racing $500 boats. Cool.
So we finally made it to Marathon, Florida. This is Boot Key Harbor. You can see this is each one of these are showers. And then all of these are dinghy boats that are coming in from being on their boat. Double trouble.
What's up, man?
What is going on, man?
I haven't seen you in a long time. Landon?
Forever. I'm gonna try to get the sunset on the drone.
You're landing, right?
Yeah, landing.
Yeah, it's been what? 5 years?
Maybe that? Yeah. Heck yeah. What are you growing stuff or something?
You didn't. I guess you weren't here when I built the garden.
I don't think I was.
Yeah, I built the garden about 5 years ago, and then it got knocked out with Irma.
Oh my goodness.
And it had like 18 inches of water. And then last year we put it back together, and in 10 working days, because it was one of the first things that really actually came together after the hurricane.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool. So now
That is so beautiful.
No, you haven't seen nothing yet. Wait until we get it. Right now we're trying to collect some money to go ahead and get more mulch down and new plants. It'll be great.
All right, I'm going to try to get a shot of the harbor while the conch horns are blowing and get this sunset. Because it's supposed to be pretty windy tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah. They canceled our dive trip. We were going to go dive in Key Largo. That's what we came down here for. And they canceled it tomorrow due to wind.
Good little drone. Yeah, you've missed a couple of really nice days. Where you been?
Oklahoma.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, what, we got 300 mooring balls out here? Something like that?
At least. Well, you used to. I don't know now.
Yeah, they actually what happened when Irma came through, it knocked over 75% of the boats either underwater or off the balls. And so in this place, it was like, were you in Houston when I came through?
We were in Oklahoma.
Okay, well I was in Houston. This looked like a little miniaturized Ike. You know, and we were actually up in Man o' War Key in Marsh Harbor, Abacos area in the Bahamas when it happened. There's a good hurricane hole up there. And so we were all tied and clean. We didn't know if it was going to hit us, hit here, or whatever. It hit here. So when we came back here at the end of November, or end of October, 1st of November, this place, they had, everything was sunk and it was pretty nasty. That dock here, gone.
Yeah,
There was no docks at all. Yeah, all the docks got
so
washed
beautiful.
away.
There was, I mean, you can still see it on some, well, I guess the satellite imagery is updated now, but I've got a picture still. I mean, we've all got pictures, but There was a dock that went all the way out there where that warning no swim area sign is, and you could have
fingers
dinghies
that
all
came
out
this
there.
way, fingers that came this way, and people come in from here. This got all wiped out, and that ended up in the mangroves over there for the most part.
Hurricane Irma, a Category 4 hurricane, pummeled the Florida Keys with 75-mile-an-hour plus winds that ripped boats from their anchorages and slammed them into other boats, causing mass damages. Some folks even lost their lives.
Okay, so the reason that I want to go see Red's Driftwood Palace in Boca Chica near the Navy Air Force Base is because it seems to me like it will be an opportunity for another near-death experience. And you see, the thing is that people talk about near-death experiences like, oh, I was put into this situation and I didn't want to be there and I almost died and no. My point is that sometimes you can actually get addicted to near-death experiences, which is why I identify with surfers, sailors, people who, or astronauts even, people who put themselves into a situation where they could die immediately. And the reason that is because I was kind of like, every 10 years of my life, I have sought a near-death experience, because when I was 9 years old, my father decided to drag me across the United States on a bicycle, a 10-speed bicycle, when I was 9 years old. Okay?
Uh-oh.
So Dave and I met, I don't know, 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
8 years ago, yeah.
8 years ago. We've done many miles of sailing together, buddy boating and boating together.
Yeah, I dragged him up to Port Charlotte one time. So we had a little...
This is sailing vessel Lone Wolf, a boat Dave's lived on for over 10 years.